Sasquatch, Mountain Man. For Laramy Sasquatch Miller, the ultimate quest of his life on the trail has been the hunt for fur and pelts. And he's taken up where his old mountain man predecessors left off, setting his traps to capture the brown gold the beaver carries on its back. Now, it's south from beaver country to the land of the Texicans, to add wild hog to the winter larder.
Well, instead of Sasquatch mingling with the grizzly bears and the elk and the mule deer, this week I decided to change it up, and I'm mingling with the snakes and the pigs. Hey, it's all fun.
There's no better place for Sasquatch to look for hogs in Texas. The most explosively expanding big game animal on the continent, hogs find ideal habitat in the state and are estimated to number between 2 and 3.5 million today, and leaving their mark.
You know, it's amazing, those hogs. They destroy so much crop and stuff every year. They're ruthless little critters. The best way to tell how fresh these wallows are is you look. And when you got standing water like that, the rule of thumb is if it's still murky, they've been there within the last 12 hours. And you can see there's still a couple of these little wallows that they have that are still murky, so they were here last night or early this morning. Pretty cool.
In Texas, hogs do over $50 million in agricultural damage each year.
You see where they've been tearing it up and eating the roots. It's just a matter of time. It's getting really hot today. It's got to be pushing 90 degrees. My best bet in the middle of the day like this is to sit next to water. If you look down here, you can see those hogs have been wallowing in this mud a ton, and what that does is it cools them down, but it also works as sunscreen for them. So they have to come to the mud to cool down and to get that mud on them to protect them from the sun. I'm just gonna hunker down and see if I can't get lucky.
Laramy is shucking his buckskins in the heat, but the old mountain man had to look hard for clothes to wear. A greenhorn might come into the country dressed in store-bought, but it soon wore out and he'd switch to buckskin. Icy in the winter and sweltering in the summer, it did wear like iron. Buckskin leather was also useful for knife sheaths and rifle scabbards. As for fringes, they were decoration, although some say they helped hide a mountain man's shape in the timber. Elk was a main source of durable leather, while buffalo robes were used for warmth. Hats were made of felt, and high fashion was definitely in the eyes of the beholder. In cold weather, there was nothing like the hooded capote, sewn from a wool blanket. For Sasquatch, the wild hog hunt has turned into a waiting game. One which the swirling winds are doing their best to ruin.
Rough conditions right now. That wind keeps swirling a little bit. Them hogs have such a good nose. They can't see real well. They can hear all right, but their nose is their main defense. And with that wind swirling, I'm better off sitting back at camp.
For Laramy, the hike back to camp turns into a hog hunt when he finds fresh sign along the trail. Laramy has to hope that one of the hogs halts in its tracks.
I guess I should have shot the first little piglet I saw. I was waiting to get the big sow, but that's what happens when you're picky.